Welcome back to ZBCN Today, the channel where we cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters. Zebec Network, a leading on-chain payroll and payments platform, has announced a strategic partnership with Solstice Finance, an institutional yield protocol built on the Solana blockchain, to introduce USX across its payroll ecosystem. The integration marks a significant evolution in how enterprises manage pre-funded payroll balances, enabling those balances to generate rewards for the first time through on-chain dollar infrastructure. This development reflects a broader shift in the digital payments landscape, where idle capital is increasingly being repositioned as a productive, yield-generating asset rather than a static holding awaiting disbursement. At the core of this integration lies a fundamental inefficiency that has long characterized on-chain payroll systems, what industry participants describe as the dead dollar problem. When enterprises fund payroll balances on-chain, those funds typically remain idle in the interval between funding and payout, generating no return during that holding window. This structural gap represents an underutilized opportunity within enterprise treasury management, one that the Zebec Solstice integration is specifically designed to address. Everything you hear on ZBCN Today is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered financial advice. Through this partnership, pre-funded payroll balances will now have the capacity to accrue USX rewards during the period between top-up and disbursement, courtesy of the Solstice Rewards Program. For enterprises, this transforms what was previously idle working capital into a yield-bearing asset, effectively converting downtime into productive value without altering the underlying payroll process. The mechanism introduces a reward-bearing dollar layer directly into enterprise payroll flows, allowing capital that would otherwise sit dormant to contribute measurable financial benefit during its holding period. Importantly, this enhancement operates without introducing friction into existing workflows. For employees and contractors, the experience of receiving payroll remains fundamentally unchanged. Workers continue to receive their payroll, hold a dollar-denominated balance, and spend through Zebec's card infrastructure exactly as before. Those who receive USX are able to spend it as the equivalent of $1 in real-world transactions, whether through point-of-sale spending or withdrawal to a digital wallet on demand. The integration, therefore, introduces a new layer of value accrual at the treasury level, while preserving the simplicity and familiarity of the end-user experience. This design philosophy extends to globally distributed workforces as well. Employees and contractors paid through Zebec, regardless of geographic location, are able to receive USX directly to a debit card that is spendable in real-world commerce, or convertible to a wallet balance whenever needed. This global accessibility underscores the scalability of the integration, positioning it as infrastructure capable of supporting an increasingly borderless and distributed labor market. Commenting on the rationale behind the integration, Ben, CEO of Solstice Finance, characterized the dead dollar problem as a persistent inefficiency within on-chain payroll systems, noting that enterprises routinely top off payroll balances only to have those funds remain unproductive until payday. According to Ben, USX is designed specifically to convert that previously unproductive interval into a functional yield window. He framed the partnership as a complementary pairing of capabilities, with Zebec having constructed the underlying payroll infrastructure and Solstice having engineered the dollar instrument that makes holding that balance economically worthwhile. Simon, CEO of Zebec Network, situated the integration within the company's broader philosophical approach to payroll and compensation. He emphasized that Zebec's vision has consistently centered on the time value of money, an approach rooted in the belief that individuals should be able to access their earnings as they are generated, while capital awaiting use should not be forced to remain idle. Simon characterized the introduction of USX as a meaningful step toward embedding earning capability directly within the payroll experience itself, providing both enterprises and their employees with the more productive financial options without introducing additional complexity or altering established payment behavior. From a structural standpoint, USX is issued by Solstice Finance and is backed by a diversified composition of hedge positions spanning Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, alongside other highly liquid digital assets and their corresponding perpetual futures contracts. This backing structure is further supplemented by major stablecoins and tokenized treasury instruments, forming a multi-layered collateral base designed to support the stability of the dollar-denominated instrument. Enterprises and individual users alike are able to earn USX rewards on balances maintained within the Zebec system through participation in the Solstice Rewards Program, creating a unified mechanism through which both institutional and individual capital can benefit from the yield-generating structure. The scale of the infrastructure underpinning this integration is substantial. USX is being introduced as a feature across both Zebec's payroll infrastructure and its broader super app ecosystem. Together, these platforms support more than $500 million in annual payroll volume and serve a user base exceeding 50,000 monthly active users. This scale positions the integration not as a marginal product addition, but as a systemic enhancement to an already substantial payments network. Looking ahead, the integration is expected to go live across Zebec's payroll infrastructure and the Zebec Super App in the near term, with USX rolling out as a reward-bearing dollar layer across all supported products within the ecosystem. This rollout represents a continuation of Zebec's broader trajectory of expansion, as the platform's payroll and payments infrastructure, along with its super app, continues to evolve and scale in scope and capability. The company's stated approach reflects an ongoing commitment to building additional functionality over the coming months and years, positioning the integration as one component within a longer-term pattern of infrastructural growth. Taken together, the Zebec Solstice partnership illustrates a broader trend within on-chain finance, the reallocation of previously idle capital toward productive use through automated, non-disruptive mechanisms. By addressing the dead dollar problem directly at the treasury level, the integration offers enterprises a mechanism to extract incremental value from payroll funding cycles without altering employee-facing processes or requiring behavioral change from either enterprises or their workforce. As the integration expands across Zebec's payroll infrastructure and super app, it establishes a framework through which reward-bearing dollar instruments may become a standard feature of enterprise payroll architecture, with USX serving as the foundational yield layer supporting that transition. If you're getting value from this kind of focused, fundamentals-driven Zebec content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to ZBCN today, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. It directly supports the channel and helps this research-driven community grow. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I read them all. Now, let's continue with the real analysis.